All right, it's the first day of Dylan's 200-mile-an-hour attempt on the Bonneville Salt Flats. I've got my full coverage sunglasses on for my maximum eye protection. Should probably throw on some sunscreen too. We need to get the bike through tech inspection. We'll see how it goes. We'll get the bike off the trailer and just check it out. The Salt Flats are a pretty cool place if you've never been. It's almost like concrete. The salt is way harder than you expect. I think Dylan's going to be able to do it today or tomorrow, make that 200-mile-an-hour pass, and then we'll be celebrating. How'd you guys get this thing up in there?
It was a thing. We have just a bike ramp, and 4 of us pushed it up. I did most of the heavy lifting. Carlos was like a spotter. But we did another map defeat. Carlos and I are fighting too.
What's the temperature you think? 65?
69.
69, little breeze. Feeling pretty good. I like how Norm labeled left and right on these ramps, Keenan. Like it f***ing matters.
So Dylan's going to be running the long course, which is 7 miles long. Only problem is it's way out there, about half a mile away from us. And the longest lens I own is this 135, which I absolutely adore. I just went on Amazon and bought a 2X extender, and I coupled that with the 1.5 extender that I already own. I probably could have rented something, but we're probably only going to make like 4 passes, so what's the point?
So everything's good. We passed tech. Figured it's a perfect time to go sit in line and see if we can't do a pass. So bike's got fuel in it, tires are set.
So Dylan headed over to the start line. He's just gonna do like a 160-mile-an-hour pass, which is pretty easy to do on that bike. Shouldn't have an issue with that at all. It'll probably feel pretty slow for him, but
we're gonna go to a different course this time. It's a longer run up, but that's for intermediate riders. So where we were at was for beginners, which is fine. It's a shorter run up. The problem is it's way too many beginners right now. So we're gonna go to the intermediate course since we've been here before. We're gonna have a quicker wait time, I hope so. We should be back within the hour. 186. Ooh, that's getting there, getting close.
I mean, that's pretty damn good for the average.
All right,
what's the plan?
Okay, so second pass done, 187. Feeling pretty good. I'm a little bit worried that the bike's not geared long enough, but we'll try the different course, see if they let us run it. We'll see.
If we hear you hitting limiter, we'll hold our hands up, okay?
Be sure to look for you. I was on the throttle stop the whole mile.
Do you think it was just, you said it was on limiter?
You can see it flashing in front of me. It's out of gear. We need a different sprocket on the back. Makes me wonder if we'd have hit it if we had a longer gear in it last time.
Like the math and the gearing is right. The only thing that we can't account for is wheel spin. So I think we need to just have more momentum coming into the timed mile. Hopefully tomorrow zero's open because that's the only way we're gonna be able to do that.
Yeah, this says you went 196.
All I can say is, wow. I'm down at the pit. We're doing high-low. I thought you were right at
I thought it was it, dude.
I mean, I'm going.
For whatever reason, it takes forever for us to get these passes done. He was only able to do 3 passes today because when he goes up to the start line, there's just like an incredible wait. Sometimes it's an hour, sometimes it's 2 hours. Because there's so many stoppages, there's people coming up and down the course, bikes braking. Every time there's a little bit of smoke coming out of the bike, they send the entire fire brigade and ambulance and everything to check on people. But we're getting pretty close. We're gonna come back tomorrow in the morning, and usually the mornings are the best time to drive anything, you know, whether it's a race car on track or a bike on the salt flats. So hopefully there will be no wind. Hopefully Dylan hits that 200 mark. I'm getting excited for it. We're about to head out to dinner, but we just found this cool bar. I don't even remember what it's called, but everything is Bonneville inspired. Really fun to see all the history and all the cool cars. Nice place to chill out before we go do this 200 miles an hour tomorrow. I'm driving the Quattro to the salt flats. I'm gonna park it at the entrance. I don't wanna drive it on the salt, obviously. But yeah, that means the Quattro is officially in Utah now. So it's been to 4 different states.
Morning. So we put it on the dyno after we went to the Bonneville Salt Flats in 2021 because it wouldn't do 200. Deleted all the safety stuff off of it, got rid of the 300K speed governor on it. AirTech Streamline body kit was first things first. Modified the tank quite a bit, cut the tank in half to try and get myself a little bit lower for a little bit better aero. And besides that, there's not a lot done to it at all. Some different size sprockets on it to get it to go faster, but relatively stock bike, a really, really impressive machine, and the supercharger sounds fantastic.
Did we do it?
I don't, that's what he said.
202?
That's what he said.
No way.
Come on, our guy. Let's go!
Yeah!
Dude,
Well, it's only 8:30 in the morning, and look at that. We got our custom 202 mile an hour hats because Dylan did it. He made a pass with a 202 average. We even got the receipt, the little slip that printed out of the computer. And yeah, everybody is super stoked. We're still looking at the GPS to see what his actual top speed is, because it's probably even more. Everyone's super excited. I'm really happy that he did it. I think we're gonna come back here with the 2JZ Cup car, if you've ever seen any of those videos, and see what we can do with the 2JZ Cup car. Would be a lot of fun. So yeah, we're just gonna keep the good vibes rolling, and hopefully Dylan does well at the drift event too.
Even the red got a drink.
Oh, man, don't worry, you're not the first one to do that. Don't worry, 5 years, this thing will be a brick in the dirt.
you're the 202 guy?
We got her done.
Yeah,
Freaking
bro.
stoked.
So yesterday was pretty cool. Everything with the bike went really good, and then we pretty much had the rest of the day to do nothing. So today's Wednesday. It's gonna be load-in day for all the cars at Formula Drift. I'm gonna wash off the Quattro and get all the dirt off of it. I do kind of like it dirty, but it'll look nice clean too. So I figured it should be. It's gonna be in the Royal Purple booth with Dylan's pit. Set up everything, and then the drifting will finally start. So the car did pretty good all the way out here, drove 1,220 miles, and I really only lifted the hood to check the fluids. One thing I definitely need to fix, the exhaust hanger broke on the very end, so the exhaust is kind of bouncing around. The car's been running a tiny bit hot at times. I have the fan with the breaker switch. I wired it to be the low setting so that it wouldn't pull so many amps on the alternator. Since my alternator and belt are already damaged and have fallen off before in the past, I was trying to give that thing the least amount of work to do, but I don't think the fan is quite functioning as fast as it should be. Yeah, and other than that, I might throw the toe plates on like I mentioned and just check the alignment. This top wire here is the power wire. It goes to this kind of weird like junction box thing, which is basically a resistor. At some point, this car had some type of thing that was switching which of these wires were powering the fan, so you would get a different resistance. So now if I move this lower wire up to the middle one, it'll be medium, and if I move it to be touching this top one, it'll be full speed. So I had originally put a hose clamp holding this exhaust up closer to the body because the rubber hanger was sagging pretty bad, and I'm just gonna have to put the rubber one back on, which I actually brought with me because I kind of had a feeling this would happen. Either that or find a new hose clamp, because it was working pretty good for months until I went off on that gravel road. I wanted it to be like way more tucked up into the car. That's why I put that hose clamp on there, and I knew it was eventually going to break. But yeah, we'll see. I kind of want to do a little bit louder exhaust on this car. I don't know if I'll change the muffler or just cut out the resonator, what I'll do, but it's not really a huge priority on my list of things. So for now, it's just going to look like that. I'm just going to send it. Just taking another little look at the engine bay here. Look at this freaking guy. That dude got smoked. So Evan and Carlos threw a quick alignment on the car, and they got it as close to perfect as they can, I think. Hopefully it'll drive a little bit better. I was gonna take it out for a drive down the road, but I decided to just leave it here at its spot at the booth. I think I'm done with it now for the next 4 days. Kind of want to switch gears and focus on filming Dylan, all the social media stuff, all the recap videos and things we're doing, as well for Turk, who is conveniently pitted right next to us. Yeah, I guess when I drive home on Sunday, we'll see if it's any better. Hopefully the car doesn't pull, and hopefully it doesn't smoke the tires. That'll be nice.
We're here for the dialogue.
That's a dreams are made of right there.
All right, you gotta get over here. You gotta get over here.
So cold over here.
Get on this little edge.
It does feel pretty damn good.
It's pretty freaking good, yeah. I can lie.
So the team and I got here super early this morning. Everybody got situated with the driver's meeting. I had my media meeting, and they changed the course layout a little bit, and not very many of the drivers are fond of it. We just went through the first practice, and there was lots of chaos, lots of crashing, lots of dirt drops. Odie said that he was getting the hang of it, so we'll see. Dylan got ran into 3 times. One of the times it busted the mirror off the car, and the mirror came flying in through the window. But it's a nice day in the sun. I haven't really gone on track yet. I was mostly in the grid today. I'm excited for practice 2 to start so I can go down there and get some sick high-speed shots on the long lens. The week's flown by went pretty quick. It's already top 16 here at Formula Drift. 5 out of my 6 drivers that I work for are still in it. So we'll see. Usually one of them makes a podium. I'm hoping that it's Dylan Hughes this weekend. It'd be really great to round off that 202 mile an hour run he did on the salt flats with an FD podium. I think would be really fun. This track doesn't have any lights, so it pretty much has to be all finished up at 8 o'clock. So we probably won't have too late of a night because tomorrow morning, gonna wake up around 5, drive the Quattro back to Portland. Hopefully everything goes to plan. All right, the event just concluded and a good friend of mine, Odie Bocci's, ended up taking the win, which is pretty exciting because he was able to stop James the Machine Dean from winning the championship. Did your dad do good?
Yeah.
So it's going to continue on to Irwindale to see who's the 2024 Formula Drift champion. I probably won't be going, but tomorrow I got to wake up early and drive the Quattro all the way home. It's about 850 miles. Hopefully that thing holds together and we'll be all done with our 10-day trip. A little exhausted. Like I said before, I don't really like driving this car at night on the freeway. It's just kind of hard to see with these 40-year-old lights. I was excited to get home early, so I left around 5:30. I realized I was a little bit paranoid about the tire pressures on the drive over here, so I bought some TPM sensors and have them shipped to my hotel. They just screw on the valve stem and you have a monitor that shows you the pressure and the temperature of the tires. I also bought a small electric pump and I made sure all the tire pressures matched before I left. I'm taking the fastest way home, which is basically an 800-mile freeway that goes straight to my house. It's gonna be 11 hours of boredom. The Quattro made it all the way back to my house, no problems, 2,077 miles. And it's not that I'm really surprised. I mean, I definitely went over this car quite a bit over the winter, but you never know what's gonna fail on these old cars. I think I was pretty well prepared and that was kind of the idea. I was definitely expecting maybe a little bit of drama, an alternator belt, or maybe a radiator hose to pop off, but it seems like everything was all set and ready to go. So the car did fantastic. I really didn't turn a wrench on the thing the entire week, besides the work we did to it on Saturday at the track, which wasn't really necessary. We had the opportunity to throw an alignment on it, so we did. I'm probably gonna take it easy on the car for the rest of the year now. Nothing else is really planned. I'm gonna switch gears and start working on my 240SX, but next year I've definitely got some long road trips planned for it. Maybe go to California or Canada, something like that, but we'll see. Hopefully the engine will be in tip-top shape by then. But other than that, I don't really know what's next for this car. I think I'm just gonna keep enjoying it and driving it as much as I possibly can.